Morning folks, watercolour. I've been asked if I could sort of demonstrate the lightness of touch with the brushes, but I only use the Hakes for most of my work. But you can, this applies to all sort of painting, but the Hake brush seems to be, for me, a very, very important brush in that it does a lot of things, including loading up with a lot of water. But you can easily do nice touches with it, softness of touch. It's hard to demonstrate really because I take it for granted. But if you think that you will learn lightness of touch just by watching me, you probably won't. The lightness of touch comes with practice over years. Instead of going into it and making a right muddy mess, my touch is the right amount of water, the right spread of the brush if I want to do, just a bit of stippling with it. But it's all light, and the heavier you press, the more water comes out of the Hake, because it disguises a lot of water. Right, so what I'm going to do is to give this. I paint a landscape, but I'll try my best to give you information that you want. So this is Clive, who's one of my patrons, and is also on Messenger, which you can join me on if you want. Just ask questions, but of course you can ask any questions you like on YouTube. Then everybody else gets the benefit of the answer. Okay, now this is on Fabriano, £130. Not the easiest paper to work with, but it's cheaper than the Saunders and Waterford £90, which I do like. But since I paint so much, it's quite expensive buying the good papers to demonstrate on. So let's just lock that in there with my slider. All right, let's just pull that a bit tight and just put the clip back. I saw when you're looking at television, I look a lot of the Ukrainian stuff that's going on. A lot of it is barren land, because it's open land where you can kill more easily, can't you? Because you can see what you're aiming at. But it also gives a good idea of texture in a landscape with trees, winter trees. It's a fabulous day in London today, I have to say. I don't know what the temperature is. I look on my phone. Normally it would be around about 3-4 degrees in an average winter month. But today, let's have a look at my phone, the Met Office. We'll have a look when it's sort of buffering. Come on, phone. Oh, well, I forget that. There's probably not enough juice up here. I think my little tablet's taking up most of the bandwidth. It's about 12 degrees, which is very warm for February, but it won't last. It'll go a bit colder on Monday to Sunday, but nice while it lasts, because we'll soon be moaning about the frosts again and the icy patches even in London. Right, okay, so we'll put a background in of right, so just put that nice warm wash of raw sienna. I always start like that. You can add a bit of red with it, but you see, it's a light touch. But when you're doing this, sort of just putting a wash on, don't worry about it. It's the texturing is I think people have a problem with. Also, I do use other brushes, namely this brush, but not normally in watercolour. this is an oil brush, but you can. I'm going to test it out on the watercolour because it's worn out. It's a lovely brush. Right, now we'll have some grey skies because it's a bit grey out in Ukraine, isn't it? So let's have some burnt umber, bit of water on the brush, and a bit of ultramarine. Right, okay. So look, light touch with the corner of the brush. But for you sable paintings, well, you have to make allowances. I'll work a bit more grey down here. Look, just letting the water come out normally without loads of splashes. We can change that down there, so we'll put a little bit of sienna and a bit of this, bit of that. Right, okay, let's add a bit of a warmer colour. Now look, the brush is split, but it's still useful. Look, you can just put it in. Look, very, very light. Right, okay, let's clean the brush. Now, with a hake, to bring it together, you just do that. So the terrain is very flat. Okay, let's just let that settle. Okay, so that's nice and flat. Because we're leaving it to soak in, it's starting to granulate and the water is working its way down the page on the inside, so you get a lovely diffuse sky. Right, I'm going to give that a dry now, just so that we can crack on with some texturing. That's where the lightness of touch comes in. So take your headphones off, folks. Ready, go. Right, what we can do is just to put a bit of sunlight in there. I'll use that one. This is a medium hake, but I'm just going to lift out a bit of low sun out of here. Very light. Okay, but there's our bit of sunlight. Right, okay. we'll go over that in a minute. We've got a line around it, which I didn't really want. Okay, so now we can just bring something through here. So localise. I'm going to put a background in now. I'm going to use the small hake, or the medium hake. Rob Manson started all this off 40 years ago, dare I say? 40 years ago? Yeah. Right, okay, so we'll have a bit of that. Right, let's just put a bit of this grey, bleak. Now look, I'm just going to use the corner of the hake. Just very light, look, very light, just stroking it on. Okay. Clean the brush and start to texture, what that's drying off, start to touch this foreground. I'm going to use this little brush here and we'll mix a bit of burnt sienna with a bit of Payne's grey. Let's have a little bit of green in there. Right, now, let's see what happens. This works better with I'm going to use a rigger with this because I want to do some trees, but using this brush to put in the foliage. Look, just pushing the bristles. This isn't a sable, this is a bristle, a worn out bristle brush. This is hardly painting, is it? But I'm just trying to demonstrate the use of various brushes to make or give certain effects. Okay, let's get some more dark in there. Push the brush. Look, all very light. Right, okay, let's just, so we can just push that, get some grasses going up in this area. We call this texture, we don't say detail. It's texturing. Oh, getting a foreground in. Now we'll get some I'll put a bit more in here, a bit of green, so we've got this lovely cadmium yellow light. Oh, okay. So you use a rigger here. So let's just get a bit of dark, a bit of look, just a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of burnt sienna. I don't want the trees to be too near the front, so I'm just putting in some twiggy stuff. Right, let's put in some lightish colour, a bit of blue, because we want this to just to hardly show. Right, I'll give that a dry now. I think my I don't really like that. Let's just wet that again. Just paint that out a little bit. Right, I'll go to dry that. So take your headphones off. Go. Okay, we'll put a bit of background in. I'm going to use a small lake. It's all trial and error, this is really. But just to show you what a worn out bristle brush can do. But I've also got another lovely brush that does that. It's Frank Clark's medium or small lake. It's about 3/4 of an inch. Absolutely beautiful for texturing. But I might not use it. I want to get just a bit of a background. Right, let's look, this is where you want the light touch. Look, just using that feathery bit of the end of the brush to give the texture. Use all of the brush. Be going up there. Right, it's a little bit darker there. I just touch the brush up with a finger just to get it to behave. Right, let's do. I'm not going to use. Don't think I'll use the bristle. Do it all with the hake. So let's. I'll give that dry. So I'm going to paint over it. We'll do something about that sun. That's just too. See if that comes out like just a bit of that out. Right, I don't know about that. I will sort that out at the end. Right, now we're going to put in some trees with a rigger. And we'll just oh, that is awful, isn't it? Bit of water. Just a light grey, really. Just these trees that would be in the sort of prairie, I don't know. We can disguise it, I think. All so spindly, I think a lot of mine, but imagine, have been blasted. These aren't finished, these tips of trees. I'm going to put some texture on them. Right, let's just start a bit of texture. I use the hake, but it could also be a sable, but I've squeezed most of the water out, so I'm just going to go into the Okay, let's put a little bit of a texture. Look at that lovely yellow. If we can just, quite strong that is. Might be 13 or 14 degrees tomorrow. Well, I'll make the most of it. Oh, just dotting, putting foreground in. Alright, let's have a little bit of a warm in here. It's all very hit and miss. Okay, yes, we've almost covered that. So how to get out of trouble. Try to just give an impression of a lot of twiggy stuff. Right, okay, I'm going to just put a little bit of a rigger in. Look, I've got rid of that there. Lovely little rigger this. It comes to a point, a lot of riggers, you need to really test them in a shop because some end up with a chisel edge, which I don't like. Although they all work, they all do different things. Look, that's a chisel end brush. Not a lover of it, but it has its place. Okay, I'll let that go. I can't do much more to that. I think tomorrow I'll have to do one for my patrons, and that will probably be an acrylic. Let's give it a signature anyway. I'll put a couple of birds in. They haven't all been scared away by the bangs. Okay, that'll do. I'm not going to put any figures in that. I'll put in a mount. We'll have a look if it's got anything to redeem it. A bit of tape. God, it's almost. My wife wants to do a curry, but I think it's almost warm enough to cook outside on a barbecue. Do all sorts of things on that, and you get those single gas stoves, don't you? With the cylinders, very very good for barbecuing. Okay, well there we are. Let's just come out of that. Right, I'll just have to. No, I can't. I'm changing a blind. Yesterday, tomorrow, but my daughter, she's patient, I'm not. One of these Velux blinds, it sort of just collapsed in the frame. Horrible thing. They're very expensive. So let's having said this brush is rubbish. Let's. Okay, well, it's not bad. It's a bit dull, but it should have been more grey than that. But having put in the background was, but you can see all these faint clouds in front of the warm sky or the wall. It's probably just a bit too warm. That's anyway. Hope you like it, folks. But if you've got any specific questions you want to ask, put it on YouTube. Because that's the place where other people can see the answer as well. I'll try and be as honest as I can. But it was just a prairie, really. But I didn't put any grass in. I suppose I could put a bit of grass in using the hake. A bit of Payne's grey and a bit of that lovely yellow. Bit of green. That's cadmium yellow light. Now, I share that with you, but it's an artist quality and absolutely beautiful. A little goes a long way. A tube of 21mm tube of cadmium yellow light. Well, the one I'm using is from Jackson's art. See, look, it just obliterates more or less what's under it. That was dilute. I have to be very careful with it. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.